Hi everybody, it's me, Corsi. I just wanted to take a minute here. Things are going pretty well. Just wanted to say hi. I'm enjoying making these educational videos. I'm still working on the backdrop, as you can see, but things are coming pretty along. It's a bit of fine-tuning here and there.
An enormous amount of fine-tuning.
Oh shit! I didn't mean to say it like that. Come on, can I just get one day off, please? Well, okay then. So obviously we have a new friend for the channel. Hey, Demon.
Is it me you're looking for?
Yes, thank you. Say hi to everybody.
Hello.
The Sound Clip Demon is here to aid me in making my audio a little bit better and a little more entertaining for everybody. After we fought the other day, we came to an agreement. We can talk, he can reply all he wants, as long as it's constructive. It only took 10 minutes of beating their ass after the last incident. Whoa, okay, let's not get...
Kinky.
Whoa, keep that up and I will beat the daylights out of you again.
Harder, Daddy.
First it was music, now he's trying to clip Has Been Hotel.
Let's get serious.
Agreed. So, today we have Dr. Craig. Wait, are we doing William Lane Craig again?
You can do this.
Well, as long as I don't have to listen to his pretentious voice, I suppose we'll be fine.
From galaxies and stars, down to atoms and subatomic particles, the very structure of our universe is determined by these numbers. These are the fundamental constants and quantities of the universe.
Correct. These are the cosmological constants, the mathematical equations for the speed of light, thermodynamics, relativity, and so on.
Rules like gravity. Some of them can be bent, others can be broken.
Funny enough, the Clip Demon is correct. Gravity is another one of those laws. Inside of a black hole, some of the laws, as we know, tend to break down. We're still trying to understand the maths behind all, but we'll get there.
Scientists have come to the shocking realization that each of these numbers has been carefully dialed to an astonishingly precise value, a value that falls within an exceedingly narrow, life-permitting range.
Is that what you think? Because that's very wrong. In reality, what that preciseness is that life as we know it would be different. Not that we would not have life. If gravity were a little different, we would have evolved for life in a higher form of gravity, with things moving faster around stars. Stars would be a bit hotter as fusion would occur faster. And if light moved faster, we would see more of the universe, and the cosmic microwave background radiation would look different. There would be differences, and maybe intelligent life wouldn't be capable to exist, but as the science actually works out, there would be a 100% possibility of life.
You get a tweet now.
I'm not an actual dog, you know that, right?
Okay.
Crazy as all that sounded, in the end, this is the universe we got out of the Big Bang. And we don't have another universe to compare it to, so that we could even conclude it is fine-tuned in that sense.
If any one of these numbers were altered by even a hair's breadth, no physical, interactive life of any kind could exist anywhere.
What are you doing? I just went over that life would just be different, not non-existent. Repeating a wrong answer does not make it right. Let me try to meet you in the middle here. The universe is precise for life as we know it to exist here. If you want to call that finely tuned, then fair enough, whatever. But there was never a fine tuner. No godly being turned these dials to these measurements we observe. At least not no being that the human race has ever come up with. Please don't quote mine me here. I am not a deist either. But since deism can't be proven true or false, I just don't dismiss it as false. It's always there until it can be shown one way or the other. Same with the Demon, is that why you quoted The Matrix earlier?
Yes.
Figures. The Demon knows what I'm going to say next, so I'll just let him say it.
Moving right along.
Let's see what the Dr. Craig has to say now.
Consider gravity. For example, the force of gravity is determined by the gravitational constant. If this constant varied by just 1 in 10 to the 60th parts, none of us would exist.
No, the force of gravity isn't determined by the constant. The force of gravity is measured as that constant. G equals m1 times m2 over r squared. It's a mathematical law. It is vitally important to say things in a proper way. As for trying to say that none of us would exist due to a slight change, that is also incorrect. We would just have a different existence. We mentioned this before, but it again pertains here. It was going to happen, period. Maybe not in this particular way, but again, it would have happened in some particular way. Dr. Sean Carroll, a cosmologist and physicist at the California Institute of Technology, is going to be a far better source than a guy who uses his Bible as a shield to deflect criticism, and another guy that does YouTube videos sweating his tail off in a costume. Let's give him the floor for a moment.
There's a famous example that theists like to give, or even cosmologists who haven't thought about it enough, that the expansion rate of the early universe is tuned to within 1 part in 10 to the 60th. That's the naive estimate back of the envelope pencil and paper you would do. But in this case, you can do better. You can go into the equations of general relativity, and there is a correct, rigorous derivation of the probability. And when you ask the same question using the correct equations, you find that the probability is 1. All but a set of measure 0 of early universe cosmologies have the right expansion rate to live for a long time and allow life to exist.
So what Sean is saying is this: the universe right here is what was going to happen no matter what any Christian wants to tell you. This is it. So if a Christian like Willie here wants to disrupt that and give a contradictory claim, show me a universe where life couldn't exist. Or show us all how the maths are incorrect when you aren't scribbling them on the back of your tax return envelope or your cocktail napkin. So let's take Dr. Craig's argument and expand on it. This whole idea of fine-tuning by Gandalf the God is for us to live in, right? The human race is getting closer and closer to being able to escape this planet that we live on. Maybe not in our lifetime, but possibly in the next 1,000 years. If the universe was truly created for just us to live in, there is a point to be made that entails a contradiction. If we were created by God and everything He created with life, He created here, we should expect to never see any other forms of life in the universe anywhere. Since biblically, God created life here and here alone. In fact, what we should see is dead world after dead world over and over with no chance of colonization because they would not contain life. But if the universe is fine-tuned for us by God, and we are to colonize other planets, which are close to doing so, we would expect to see easily habitable worlds around other stars for the human race to diversify onto. And they would have to have the same bacterial life, plants, and animals there for a biosphere to be ready for us. In both scenarios, we would be able to live here on this planet. The difference is we should be able to see other planets we can easily live on, even though the Bible doesn't say anything about life elsewhere and in fact says the opposite. It even says God created all the plants and all the animals here. So a fine-tuned universe to explore and colonize would both have to have no life anywhere else and life everywhere else.
Wait, what?
So which is it? Is it just this place that is fine-tuned, yet we are confined to it in a hostile planet that is actively trying to kill us while orbiting a star that will eventually engulf half the planets in the solar system, including ours? Or is the universe fine-tuned so we can travel through the interstellar void, completely absent of life, to finally and hopefully come across one of those many tiny pockets that will allow us to continue to live. And if the latter, why did God say he did it all here? To be honest, I was hoping to have this YouTube video be a nice 15 or 20 minutes long, but the claim is so absurd for the entire universe to be fine-tuned. Once you get out the one or two critical defeaters, it's kind of over. We think the universe started with the Big Bang and ended up this way, and people like William Lane Craig thinks it's
Pure angelic power!
I was going to say God, but that works too. Ironic, that quote was by Lucifer Morningstar, but I digress. The arguments for God are getting so bad. My job is getting easier and easier. And the fine-tuning argument always ends with, but it just looks that way, which is the exact same argument the Fourths use. So, theists, I have but one question for you.
How does it feel to be such a total failure?
No, I was just going to say...
Thanks for another forgettable experience.
No, not that either.
Don't stop believing.
Well, yeah, they can do that all they want, but I just wanted to say... No! I just want a decent argument! Yes, thank you. I am Corsi, and this is The Fluffy Atheist. If you like this, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. Either way, share a funny video with your friends, or you want to point and laugh with them. I'm good either way.